Oh, and welcome back to White Knuckle Rants, the series where I play White Knuckle while ranting about up to 10 topics, and the video ends if I either die or finish talking. That was a speed run. Up to 4 user-suggested topics will be allowed each video. Just comment it, and I'll pick the ones I like. Today's shoutout is, well, I'm nobody, because, like, I'm gonna be honest, all of the people still commenting have already won the shoutout, and I feel like it's kind of a bit... and to just keep shouting them out. I'll do it next episode if nobody else new is commenting, but it's really more an incentive to get people to comment. A bit transparent there, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we really only have like, oh yeah, if you want a shout out, just comment literally anything below, and I'll pin it for another video shout out. Okay, there we go. It's kind of like weird because we only really got one user suggested topic from, of course, the goat Canopsia. Canopsia. I really still don't have a pronunciation guide on that. But really fun to say. I love that name. Anyways, the first time I failed that jump. So I mean, this is strange because I kind of disagree with the topic. It's sorry, Canopsia. I kind of disagree with what you said, and I really try to present the topics kind of like the way a lawyer represents a client. It's not a matter of perspective on yourself, but just what's your commentary on that. So I don't think movies are progressively getting better as time goes on. I just think movies in some areas are. So to be completely transparent, I don't entirely agree with this. Instead, I'm going to focus on a sort of alteration to this topic. How movies in the mainstream and on a lot of streaming services are progressively getting worse. Now, I can't talk about movies without talking about books and series, because movies are the backlight to that, in my opinion. Like... you have a book, you have a series, you can even have a series of books, but movies are like the prestigious, you know? Even more so compared to games and such. You see people go to the movie theater. You hear about people making reviews on movies. Even as series become more popular, movies just remain the dominant form of viewing entertainment. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of push for certain, you know, things to be in movies as it's seen prestigious and things to be taken out. And there's some series that I accidentally call movies just because of their quality. So let's talk about like modern Hollywood. And when I say Hollywood, I don't mean Hollywood the brand specifically, but just mainstream like movie slot. Netflix is a big example. That's mainstream as shit. And while Stranger Things season 5 isn't a movie, we can all agree that there is at least some mishandling, you know, going on there. So, some of the more modern movies, like especially sequels, nobody was good. Nobody, the movie has Better Call Saul in it. What was his fucking name? I could always remember his name, the guy that plays him. Shit. Why can't I remember that? Yeah, no, the guy that plays Saul Goodman in Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad is playing, the main character in Nobody. I kind of forgot a lot of the plot because it's been like, forever since I've watched Nobody. What am I doing here? What am I trying to achieve in this room? I've done nothing for like a whole minute now in this room that I'm playing in the game. Okay, here we go. So, it's good, I think. The first one, it's one of those classic action, not thriller, but sort of like action drama type things. You know, this old disgruntled guy, he's constantly being shamed for having never served. Or, well, actually, I think he did serve, but he just never saw action. And he's kind of, you know, the average lmao fears kind of thing, where it's like, you know, he's becoming old, he's becoming not cool anymore. So he decides to sort of do something about it. And that something is he beats up a bunch of, like, basically like gangsters that were preying on this innocent woman. Based ass decision, but it's kind of weird because he brought a revolver only to empty all of the rounds and say, I'm gonna kill you guys anyways, or something like that. Just, I'm gonna fuck you up. And that's the thing, like, that's what kicks off the plot. I can't really reveal much more, but the events are all interconnected, and what happens after is, I think, pretty good overall, even if I didn't think the rest of the movie was pretty, like, you know, on par. Okay, wow, I usually don't struggle with this one. What is going on? Do I have to oh, I have to put an item down. So it's a okay, never mind. It is a bit strange that they decided to do a sequel because I thought that nobody was pretty much wrapped, but then I remembered this is Hollywood. You need to make money, so they go ahead and they try for a sequel. I'ma tell you, I'ma be honest, I only watched about like half of it, and that's all I could stand. So I can't tell you about the ending, I can't tell you about the later half, but the fact that they kind of just ruined the franchise of nobody, well, franchise, the sort of sentiment of the first one, and this is a very real effect that I feel like happens where sequels can make or break a series. Like, especially with Star Wars. That's an infamous example. And we'll talk about that. Oh, we'll talk about the modern trilogy. But, or the sequel trilogy, not the modern trilogy. But basically, I find it kind of just horrible what they did with, Nobody 2. Where it's not like a serious mishandling, but it's just, why would you... Oh, I already purchased it. Whatever. It's a buff. It's a buff. Upgrades, people. Yeah, so, it's just, why? Why would you, why? Why would you, and like, to literally put this into perspective, Nobody is not a slow movie, but it doesn't immediately get into the action because it has to establish the story, the reason, the motive. He is a sad middle-aged man. We see that, you know, he is kind of struggling, he's being ashamed of who he is, and he wants to make, like, a life for himself. He wants to feel like a man. And so he does that, and it is a very real male struggle, especially in the modern scape, feeling like not infantilized, but just sort of demanified, if that's a thing. What the hell? Oh my gosh, I fell down so bad. Whoa, I could swear I just heard something. But like, dude, it is so insane. Oh no, that was in the game. I thought that was in real life. It is just kind of insane that, like, I have to describe this in a bit of a masculinity is kind of like a religion almost. Like you'll have fathers, you know, passing down the sort of traditions that their sons are to inherit, and sometimes it is literally passing the torch of masculinity, and it goes from just expression to more of like a tradition you're supposed to upkeep. And I find it interesting how Nobody tackles with that, because like well, like before all of the sort of violent crime stuff that he does to sort of, you know, make himself feel good, which, I mean, that's a very selfish character motivation, but it is a pretty nice one, the way that he does it, because he's not just an anti-hero. He does actually have like he does actually have like a rewarding character towards the end, especially when it comes to redeeming himself in his family's eyes. But like, before all of that, his house gets robbed. His son even tackles the robbers. He sees that they have no bullets in the gun, and yet he says, "Put the golf club down. Don't fight these guys. Just call the cops." And yeah, a lot of his money was stolen, and he just let it happen. And so he's seen as weak, a wimp, unmanly. but I gotta give it to him, even with the sort of anti-hero sense that he starts to go towards. You can see the good roots in the beginning. To just explain really quickly, the anti-hero archetype is somebody who does just things under unjust, like, pretenses or even actions. So, basically, the Punisher. The Punisher, I mean, he kills criminals, but he also kills criminals. He doesn't bring them to justice, he just fucking kills them. So, there is a big, like, moral dilemma, a big moral gap in, do we bring them to justice, or is death the judgment? Because, well, the Punisher isn't the jury or the judge. He can't legally, you know, determine if this guy's even guilty a lot of the times. And even if you did have this sort of sixth sense, this absolute conviction, whether or not somebody was, you know, guilty or not, therein comes the idea, like, are you supposed to kill them? Is killing going to satisfy any of the victims? What would this do, you know? And, it does, like, highlight a bit of an interesting, morally gray area. So that's why they're called anti-heroes, because they're heroes, but heroes do the right thing. Anti-heroes do a lot of the wrong things for some of the right reasons. And that's what leads to, like, a lot of stuff like the Punisher. It can lead to disagreements and agreements, and that's the thing. That's the morally complex character, the anti-hero. So when I say that, Bob Odenkirk's character is, like, you know, a bit of an anti-hero, I don't mean that in the sense that he's not a good guy. I just mean that it's kind of hard to call him that when he does all of this stuff and then just barely involves law enforcement. Like, at first, I thought it was just gonna be like he sticks to the morals or he sticks to the laws. And then I saw, like, what he does later, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting switch up of the character. It is, in itself, a sort of subversion of the anti-hero, because you expect them to either be one or the other. But, you know, in Nobody, he literally says it. He's nobody. He doesn't fit an anti-hero. He doesn't fit a hero. He's sort of just nobody. And I honestly find that quite beautiful. Especially narratively. And then in Nobody 2, he just completely fucking does everything. Oh my gosh. I freaking hate sequels. Sequels are kind of the ruination of everything, and that's why I'm actually glad that the Zootopia sequel is good. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen everybody talking about it positively, and honestly, I thought Zootopia was good. Apart from, like, the very obvious and kind of poorly handled racist allegory, where, you know, of course, the predators are a stand-in for, like, minorities being oppressed, but also at the same time, so are the prey? I don't get it. Maybe I'm just not reading into it enough. Fuck! Thank goodness. What? What? I had to shoot 2 flares for that. Vern was not going away. Bruh, leave? Question mark? I love speaking with, like, the fucking text-to-speech ass fucking thing. Fuck. It's so funny. Just saying the word question mark out loud. I don't know why I find that so funny. It's not funny in any conventional way. But okay. As I was saying, it subverts that thing. He's not a hero, he's not an anti-hero, he's nobody, and then Nobody 2 breaks that, and then Zootopia 2 makes that. It's just the strange dichotomy, not dichotomy. Yeah, dichotomy, maybe. Between, like, a good and a bad sequel, sometimes ruining a series or completely making one. Like, Zootopia 2 being good. At least that's nice. Oh, and I was also talking about, like, the obvious racist allegory. In Zootopia. For some reason, my One of my relatives didn't believe that. Actually, two. They were both like, what are you talking about? I'm like, literally, what is the main conflict of Zootopia? Predators versus prey. Do you not get any more obvious than that? At all? Like, do you not? It is strange. I don't think a lot of people know how to, like, analyze a movie, at least critically in that way. Because they also said that Avatar of Fire and Ash was good, and it kind of wasn't. Like, it was mostly just, hey, let's do the second movie's plot, and then kind of not resolve a lot of things, and then sort of just add tension here and hope that that sells it. What the fuck? You can't do that. That's not how you make a movie, motherfucker. Yeah, no, Fire and Ash, they're great. They kind of did a little bit of a character assassination with, you know, Jake Sullivan, where he sort of just kind of regresses. And I was like, what? No, we already had the character, like, development for this. In fact, you could have had it just be the wife that was, like, kind of unreasonable with this. And it's also a bit strange to say he's not like us when, I mean, Jake is quite literally, like, transhuman in this sort of sense. It was just a mess. I think the first one was okay. The second one, I guess they kind of went places. Oh, right, I forgot about this. And then what else, you know? Why is the third one so bad? How did they mess it up? But yeah, sequels, kind of bad. Zootopia, very obvious, but I have hopes for the sequel when I see it. And then, as I mentioned, this is all part of modern Hollywood with just the sequels. And it gets to a point where it's like, are you just fucking milking a series? Like, I think that's what happened with Stranger Things. As I mentioned, like, especially with Squid Games, where they could not handle the expansion, what Netflix and, like, well, I mean, these aren't movies, but, you know what I mean. But, like, it is comparable to movies, where they will attempt to milk the series. So with Squid Games, Netflix was like, okay, you gotta make another season, expand on this. And so, you know, the writers were like, okay, fine, we'll expand on it. And then are you fucking kidding me? Oh my gosh, I almost just lost my run to that. Okay, yeah. So basically, you know, he goes up and he says, expand on this, make a sequel. And so I think the Duffer Brothers kind of handled that. Most of what happens in the previous seasons actually correlates to what happens in the later seasons. And I like that they managed to handle that well, because it would have sucked if Stranger Things didn't handle that well. And then season 5 was just like, okay, whatever, let's throw it all out the window. Aww. And I felt like sad by the aw noise. Okay, idiot. Fuck. What the hell are these roaches doing? I think I waited too long. And yeah, it's not great. Squid Games could not handle the heat. To quote, one of my favorite movies, shit, what was it called? It was the one with, like, Brooklyn, I think. Yeah, Brooklyn. And they were like, there's like this Italian restaurant owner. And there was like that theme of like fight the power. Oh no, Do the Right Thing. Do the Right Thing. One of my favorite movies of all time. Really good. Even though the director is the fucking main character. I mean, you gotta be desperate sometimes, and I plan to do that myself, because I don't think I can lend anybody my characters It's kind of a thing I share with Arlen Ellison. Like, in all of the chances that that guy could, he voiced Am for both the audiobook and the video game. Fuck! They're gonna shoot me. But yeah, that's just really funny. He's like, I don't think anybody else can handle this kind of thing. Okay, but yeah, so... Oh my god! I am going to kill somebody! This is outrage! Don't know what fucking accent that was, but as I was saying, they can't handle the expansion. Squid Games gets told to make a sequel. They're like, okay, and it kind of disobeys the director's original purpose, which was to, you know, criticize capitalism and how all this shit is kind of fucking terrible and how desperate people are to fight for money. And the director, in a desperate fight for money, has to, you know, abandon script, ruin the image, and make a sequel. God damn it. It's so ironic. I can't believe that that happened. Like, saying it, I can't believe that that happened. So, yes, there is obvious reason of corporate greed, but like, I think it also goes a little deeper than that. Is most people are good at writing one-shots. Like nobody is an amazing one-shot, especially like, you know, with books. I've been seeing there's not really any solo books now. They're mostly in series. That's why I'm trying to do more of that. And it's why I really don't believe in sequels all that much. There is only like, what, 1 or 2 games and 1 short film that I could ever make a sequel off of. And that's because I'm good at writing one-shots. I'm not planning for... Oh, right, I have rabbit DNA. I forgot about that. I'm not planning for the future in this because I have a really good idea that stands on its own. And is basically a one-shot. It's a one-and-done thing. Stranger Things Season 1 by itself would have been phenomenal. 2 and 3, fantastic. 4 and 5, And then, as I mentioned, Squid Games. Season 1 was fine on its own. That's it. Stop there. It's not meant to be more than that. And honestly, I can blame another factor for this. Personal attachment. You see, with a lot of viewing experiences, audiences will personally attach to the show, to the series, to the point where they'd want to see more. And I've experienced this feeling myself, where I'd be sad that a series is ending, but I've kind of grown old of that because I've started to realize that's kind of what the corporate machine wants you to do, is to love product. Love our product. Get addicted to it. With Stranger Things, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that cried on season 5, and that's because they, you know, got this personal attachment. And so the company sees, wait a damn minute, personal attachment. Wait, does it damage me to do? Wow, that's busted. Oh no! Wait, no, wait. I gotta do my Michael DeSanta impression. Oh no! Cause I didn't do the artifact. Oh no! I was too busy ranting to do the artifact. Fuck. Yeah, no. Oh, I should probably start explaining. Well, I mean, I always assume that my audience knows what white knuckle is. So, yeah, like in this game, the artifacts are pretty important. They're items that can like break the game, basically. That red pillar in that break room that I didn't touch. Yeah, I just missed out on an artifact. Very bad. Well, not very bad, just subpar. I hope it shows up. scary. Shiver me timbers. Shut up. I love that video. Yeah, no. I missed the artifact. What was I talking about before that? Let's play a little game. Let's go. Okay, yeah, okay. Buy product, consume this, get attached. That way, we can sell you more of it. It's a very like corporate thing. And that's mostly the reason why it does that. Especially with stuff like Squid Games, where they had reoccurring characters and stuff like that. And even the sort of erotic ass relationship between the mask guy. I don't think that momentum carried well. Oh! We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Oh, we're fine. Yeah, that was... I almost just lost the run. Oh, hey, face. Yeah, so I really... I have to do it. Even though face is chasing me! Fuck! Go faster! Please! Oh, I'm safe. Okay, never mind. I didn't realize face wasn't chasing me anymore. I probably would have heard the teeth clomping. Clomping? Wow, that's not a word, is it? Might be. We'll have to check. So yeah, the reason sequels happen so often is because companies, you know, they want to make a profit, they want to turn that, and it turns into this sort of vicious cycle. And honestly, I think that's why Canopsia came to this conclusion that movies are getting bad. Because sequels happen, and because companies want people to get attached. Think about, what was Elementals? I've never seen it, but I heard it was just okay. Wasn't terrible or anything, but the marketing was all about the characters. Like, what was it, Claude? Claude was like one of the characters that they were trying to get people obsessed over. Yeah, so this sort of thing that works off of obsession, addiction, getting people to you know, interact with the, hey, ASMR with Mr. Dodo. I had like a split second of just absolute anger. I had, is this gonna work? Oh, it's gonna work! It's gonna work, all right! Oh shit! I'm doing too much risky stuff. I'm gonna lose the run. Oh my god. Yeah. they relied so much on Claude that they tried to make him like somebody that everybody was like thirsting over so they could get attached to the movie and want more. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you that's how I lose this! I want to look back at this footage. I want to look back at this footage and I want to check my inputs. I was holding crouch. I was holding crouch before I left that ledge. This chicanery. This sound like fucking Chuck. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm still not done with that topic. That's a thick topic there. Sorry, Canopsia. That's gonna be continued in the next video. Damn, you got the heavy hitters, don't you? My goat, Canopsia. Canopsia. Yeah. Anyways, I love you all. Mr. Dodo out.